Listen, today we're going to be making a masterpiece. We're going to be creating a surrealistic reflection into the 3D digital world. Using the softwares MakeHuman and Blender, we're going to be juxtaposing different elements in order to create the contemporary art masterpiece. Are you with me? A surrealistic, utopic paradise is gifted to us within the digital software. The possibilities are truly endless as a part of episode 2 of Material Deconstruction. I'm your host, Crew, coming at you with an all-new thing. Let's get right into it. Welcome to episode 2 of Material Deconstruction. In this episode, we're going to be creating contemporary art. First things first, you gotta play the slow groove electronic juke mix that I created. Download link is in the description. Alright, you're gonna be needing 2 softwares for this. MakeHuman and Blender. Download links are in the description. For both of those softwares, they're real fun to mess around with. Before we open Blender, we're actually going to create our human 3D model in MakeHuman. So let's do that. Open up MakeHuman. Okay, yeah, may contain nudity, okay. Okay. Alright, let's go into MakeHuman and see what's going on here. Okay, so we got a human, generic human. We can change the gender using the slider here. I don't know, I think we're gonna go for like, yeah, we'll do a guy. We'll do, we can do baby to old man. Freaky little baby. Sort of freaky old man. Oh, Jesus. Okay. We can make a muscly baby. Oh, Jesus. Oh, my God. Okay. We're just gonna do, let's okay. Okay, let's take it easy there. We can also change ethnic properties. Okay, so you get the idea. Just mess around in the software until you're satisfied with the results by toying with the sliders. What's important is what's coming up next. Okay. Let's export that by clicking this export button up here. We're gonna export them as a let me see here. Depends. FBI, I don't know. I don't know which one you should use. I created a little 3D models folder on the desktop. I'm going to save it into that. Alright, there we go. It's been exported. Okay, let's go ahead and open up Blender. Alright, time to make some contemporary art. So, using this 3D engine, it's a very powerful tool. Lots of creative opportunities, and it's super comprehensive. You can really go in depth with this software. You guys are going to be able to see what buttons I'm pressing over here at the left side here. So anyway, I'm currently using the middle mouse to rotate around the cube and say goodbye by pressing delete. There we go. Now, I'm going to need y'all to do Shift A, create a new plane, mesh plane, drag it kind of to the center. It's a little non-centered right now. Whatever, that works. Close enough to the center. Just kind of align it, rotate around, make sure it looks good. Press S and scale it up. Bam. We're creating like a nice little background scene right now. Press Tab to enter this edit mode. And then left click that and hold Shift. left click these 3 little points. You press E, click down once, and then move it up. Then press S and scale it out. Press E again, click again, move it up. Scale it out a little, or in. Let me see, I think up here I'm gonna press S, but then I'm gonna scale it in. So it kind of creates this little like semi-sphere thing. It looks pretty good. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna move in on it like this. Now we're gonna go up to File, Import, FBX. You're gonna go to wherever you exported your FBX file. I'm gonna go to Users, Crew, Desktop, and then Blender 3D Models, yeet.fbx. Yeet! Yeet! Alright, there's our dude. We're gonna press rotate up here, and then we're gonna go down and click. We're gonna click Y? No, unclick that. Z. So Z will rotate it. Alright, sweet. Make it face our direction. Looks good, looks good. Scale it up. We're gonna scale it up by pressing S and scaling it up. It's a little too big now. We're gonna make it a little smaller. There we go. Okay. Now this is where stuff gets interesting. So we're gonna we're not even gonna use the materials we were given, the textures for the skin. We're gonna make our own. First thing that's gonna be pretty important for this, if you want to achieve realism, select Blender Render up here and change it to Cycles Render. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to move to the Material tab. If you scroll to the side here, there's this little circle over here. This is the Materials tab. I'm going to select the model, and then I'm going to edit the pre-existing material for the model. And to do that, I'm going to delete the material it was created by default, and then click New. Then go to Diffuse BSDF over here. Essentially, you just find a way to apply the material to the model. It's kind of, it's janky. It's hard for me to explain this stuff. I just do it. All right. Well, let's go to glass. I think that'd be good for some modern art. So let's render that right now and see what it looks like. If you want to get a temporary render view, you go down here and you click rendered. Okay, not bad. We got a funky thing going on here. Now we did not change the hair yet, and we haven't really added a light source. So I think we're gonna do that right now. We're gonna switch back to solid view, and we're gonna select the hair. And now I'm going to remove the pre-existing material, click new, change it from diffuse to glass, and we're gonna make this glass a different color. We're gonna make it bright green, really bright green. And this glass, we're gonna make it like a light bluish tint. Give it a nice nice sky blue tint. We're gonna select the background by left clicking on the background here. And then we're gonna select this material and we're gonna actually, I think we're gonna, I'm gonna darken the background a bit so we can make the glass kind of pop out. So I'm gonna darken the background just like that. Let's see what that looks like. So it's, oh Jesus. So it's debatable whether or not, oh geez, the green hair, I'm gonna change that. I don't like that. It's debatable whether or not this darker background is gonna make it pop more, but we're gonna add a lamp and we're gonna see how that does. So now you're gonna do Shift A, lamp. We're gonna add, let's add a point light and see what that does. Sometimes I add a sun, but I think the suns are really just kind of janky. So we're gonna stick with a lamp. Oh, that looks kind of nice. I like the double shadows that the two lamps, the default lamp and this one are already casting. That's nice. I'm gonna bump up the strength a bit, brighten up the scene. Okay. Nice, nice. So we're getting somewhere. I'm gonna select the green glass because I didn't like the way that came out. I'm just gonna change it to like a, that looks pretty good. And we're gonna brighten up the background too, since I'm not liking the darker environment. I think I would like it more if it were a brighter background. Let's do that. Ooh, I like that red tone does look nice, even though it was accidental. I think what we're going to do is we're going to actually leave that tint of red in there just to set this surreal mood to our contemporary art piece. I'm going to angle the camera right now in a more photographic way so we can capture this cast shadow that I've stumbled across randomly. And we're going to change up the glass refraction materials. It just looks a little janky in there, so I'm thinking what we can do is we lower this setting called IOR. I don't know what it means or stands for, but if you lower it, you get less fine reflections. So that's probably not good. Maybe if we raise it a lot, okay, that gives us more complex reflections. I think I like that. I think I like the more complex reflections, but I still want to tone it down just a little. And I probably also want to remove this giant dark space back here because it's refracting the dark space. So I'm gonna, in a bizarre way, I'm just gonna copy and paste this, and I'm gonna rotate the entire background like that. So it kind of creates this really weird like thing in here. Yeah, that looks interesting. Let's see what that does. Cool. I feel like that helps eliminate. Look at the little scene from a distance. It's really cool looking. Ooh, see, I'm liking the look of this weird little box here we've created. I'm gonna render this angle right here. There's just a person standing in this box, and it makes me wonder, like, maybe we can do some weird stuff. I'm thinking I want to add a little more chaos to this scene. So I'm gonna go under modifier here after selecting the background. I'm gonna go ahead and do Subdivision Surface, which smooths out the background in a really cool way. Now what that's doing right now is I'm selecting it, and it essentially smooths out the edges. I can make it mad smooth like that. See what it looks like. Kind of creates this like little ball thing. I think that's very surreal and very cool. So I'm gonna make sure these feet are up here. Oh no, that's not intentional. Let's select the entire person. There we go. Move them. Oh Jesus, I need to select all of the mesh. Alright, yeah. Perfect. Alright, so now we're gonna subdivision surface this one as well. Just gonna subdivision surface the hell out of these. Hell yeah. Alright, let's see what's going on. Ooh, that's looking smooth. Now, I'm liking the smoothness of this little scene, and I'm actually liking the way it looks from the outside. It's just a really sharp and beautiful shape that we've created. I'm thinking I want to add a second person in here. I'm thinking I want to do a little bit of a Adam and Eve kind of thing, in terms of, you know, bizarre kind of symbolism. I'm gonna leave this person. I'm gonna move him a little over here, just a little. And now we're gonna go into MakeHuman again. Oh Jesus, we're back to this person. We're gonna okay. So we're gonna make the other person now. I think we're gonna do, okay, so what's going on here? This is a funky looking person, so we're gonna do another funky looking person. This time they're gonna be older, a little bigger, and a little heavier. A little shorter. I'm gonna make more okay. Guys, we can do it right now. Just wait this is like doing. And I'm gonna do Dora. Of course. And we're using nothing. There we go. Okay. Now we're gonna do export and then FBX. I'm not sure why I'm choosing FBX. It worked last time kinda. Scaling doesn't really matter because we rescale it anyway and we're just fucking around. But let's just name it Dude. And there we go. We just exported it. We're gonna go to File, Import FBX, and then we're gonna import the dude. And look how small he is. So very small. We're gonna scale you up. We're gonna rotate him. Yeah, this is weird. We're gonna move him in a little closer. Okay. So I think this is looking very symbolic. I feel like we're gonna switch to the rendered mode and see what this looks like so far. Okay, so now we're gonna start editing the guy's materials now. So we're gonna make the glass. We're gonna make him out of glass as well, of course. So let's do some glass. We're gonna make the work suit glass. We're gonna make it glass. We're gonna see what that looks like. Okay, looking good, looking good. I like it. We're gonna make that hat. We're gonna make that glass too. Let's make that glass. And now the one thing I'm concerned about right now are these eyes. Now they're kind of just floating in the skull. And I think that's creepy looking. I don't like that. That's creepy, man. So I'm thinking maybe we should just delete the eyes. Yeah, let's just delete them. Get rid of them. You don't need no eyes. There we go. Let's take a look at what's going on here. Okay, you know what? I like this positioning right now. I really do. I think what we're gonna do next is we're gonna actually add a shape in the middle. Now I'm thinking this fancy little sphere right here would look good. Oh look, it's there for some reason. I don't know what determines. Oh, you know, maybe we can just make it float here. And then we're gonna make it glass. We're gonna make everything glass. Let's see what that looks like. Okay, we're gonna change the colors now a bit. Let's change the colors. All right, now next thing we're gonna do here is we're gonna add some chaos. So to do that, we're gonna create a mesh. We'll just do a sphere. And then we're gonna put the sphere over here. We're gonna click tab, and then we're gonna click randomize. We're gonna keep randomizing it until it looks like that. So it just looks like chaos, you know, looming in the distance. We're gonna scale it up. Actually, we're gonna scale it down, but then we're gonna make a lot of them. So we're just gonna copy and paste them. Yeah, so we're gonna copy and paste this guy. So we just got this, like, we're gonna move that, and we're gonna select them both, and then copy and paste them both. And we're gonna see what that looks like. All right, interesting. So see, look at that. It looks like a growth of chaos looming in the distance, and I think that's just, it gives it a very, very cool effect here. So we're gonna hold shift, and we're gonna move that up a little, and I'm gonna make it more like they're in a cave, almost a digital cave. And to do that, I'm just gonna copy him a bit and move him around here. I think it looks like there's something growing on the wall. We're gonna change up that too, you know. We're gonna make it glass. We're gonna make it glass. We're gonna make all of these materials glass, except for like a couple of them. The ones I miss are not gonna be glass, and that one's gonna be blackish. We're gonna change the color. There we go. So let's see. Ooh, wow, very cool. Nice, nice. I think we're almost done with this art piece. I think we need a little more weight to balance this out. I'm thinking we need more of those crazy things. This is an artistic composition, and we need to make sure it's balanced.
Yeah, Cheerios is a powerful part of this balanced breakfast.
I'm thinking to finish it off, we need to add another background. Shift A, we're gonna create a new plane. We're gonna make it freaking massive. And, oh, yes, perfect. I love the way there's this sharp shadow that is cast down on this is a studio set of some kind of bizarre, surreal production. I'm gonna make it even bigger so it just spans out a little more infinitely. And lastly, to really just give it a bizarre feel, I'm gonna add, let's do another plane. This one, however, is going to be facing us like a wall, more or less. So I'm gonna change that to 90 degrees y-axis. And see that wall we just created? We're gonna create Control V. We're gonna create another one, rotate Y, no, not Y, Z to the 90 degrees axis, and then we're gonna move it over here. I'm also gonna scale it up again. So essentially what we get is like this giant room thing. I'm gonna make this one huge. I'm gonna angle the camera just like this. This is how I like it here. Control Alt number pad 0. So that's the camera view. It's actually very limited right now because it's very zoomed in. So the camera is, and you can unzoom it. So I'm gonna select the camera again, do Control Alt 0 again. Let me see if we can increase that size of the render. Or if we can zoom somehow on that camera. So you go to camera focal length and yeah, you just change the focal length. And you also change the clipping distance to probably just like 10,000 or a billion or whatever. So we want to get all that background. So you're going to want that resolution to be freaking high resolution. So we're going to crank that to 100. We're going to do... What's 8K resolution? What is 8K resolution? Alright, it's 7,680 by 4320. Okay. By 4320, because we're going to render this image in 8K. Maybe it won't be that noisy. We'll probably be fine. I'll just put I'll keep the render at 128, and then we'll do, GPU compute. I have it set to GPU, so I think it'll go faster. And yeah, we'll just do experiment. Alright, time to render this scene. Bam! Oh. So apparently this is going to take an hour and 41 minutes to render. So, yeah. That seems like a lot of time, but yeah. I'm just going to wait it out and I'm going to pause the recording for a moment. Listen, as you can see, this render is nearly 100% completed. Now, again, we're rendering in 8K, and if I zoom in here, get that nice crisp detail with these people. And right now, almost one of my favorite parts though has to be the noisy spheres that we added over here. They just look so cool and so realistic almost, but you know, not at the same time. The shading is just wonderful and really cool looking. I'm going to be adding some final touches in Photoshop to this, but you know, the possibilities with 3D are just endless. You can just do so much stuff. It's really cool. All right, go to image, go to save a copy. We're gonna call it a yeet, or I don't know, let's call it like something a little nicer. Surrealistic utopia. Okay, that sounds artsy. In this footage, I essentially use Photoshop in order to enhance the image's quality. I increase the brightness, contrast, and I change up the colors a little bit and apply some subtle color grading. It gives the image a really nice, pleasing tone and a really cool pop. Image link is in the description. We're gonna set that to highest quality, maybe. As you can see, we have our final masterpiece. Now, if we zoom in, take a look and see what's going on, and you know, some trippy stuff going on. Very trippy. We can inspect this. Ooh, spiky stuff going on here. We've got this kind of special little shape. It's kind of hard to explain what the shape is, but it's like kind of like a thing, a fancy thing we got going on here. And yeah. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you learned something from watching. And I hope that you set this as your desktop background. I'm going to right now. Anyway, be sure to subscribe to my channel for more of this stuff. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know what to do. I spent so much freaking time on this. Jesus.
This ain't even on mine. Hold that natural dodge. Your bitch look like an aunt. Wondering what a shunt. Then I look like shunt. Then I look like cards.
Yeah.